A little while ago you may have seen my post saying that I was at the Great Central Railway, and I bought this loco there as they were sort of wanting money for the upkeep of their Class 37 Cardiff Canton, which was a lovely loco, and I'll feature it in this update to show you some of the footage that I captured while I was there for the day, which was their diesel gala in the spring. So stick with me if you'd like to see some footage from the Great Central Railway, and there will be other footage of the layout as well. We started by staying in Quorn, and it's a 35-minute walk to the station, which is Quorn and Woodhouse Station, and that's where we joined the activities, and got a day rover, which was suggested to me, but I do know, you get these rover tickets, and spent the whole day going up and down, enjoying a breakfast on board one of the trains. We went up on the Thursday and stayed into Friday, and then see it out on the Saturday morning, because the whole event was over 3 days, which was nice. So Friday was nice and quiet, and you could film a lot more and get to see a lot more. On the Saturday, just before we went home, everything was that much more busy, and you would expect that, I suppose, as people weren't working. But lovely stations, beautifully restored and kept stations. I tell you what I know, because I saw a buzzing baby on my cordial. So I looked it up. I know we're stopping, so... Yeah, carry on. go down to Leicester North, but I would say that was probably one of the less interesting stations.
Seen it, and I never have seen it anywhere in the hierarchy, senior hierarchy of railway signaling.
At Loughborough there was stalls, and that's where the heavy tractor group were trying to sell locos and other bits and pieces to raise money for the upkeep of the Class 37. There was other various stalls, bits and pieces which were interested to look around. My wife went and got me a nice pint of ale, which was really nice, enjoyed that. And the station as a whole at Loughborough is wonderful. It really takes you back in time when you look at the station.
Service to Leicester North. This train will call at Cornwall House, Roadfleet and Leicester North. Platform 1 for the 3:40 service to Leicester North. A public car service of drinks and refreshments is available and is situated in the middle of this train. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. Platform 1 for the 3:40 service.
to Leicester North, calling on Cornwall Woodhouse, Roadford and Leicester North. Over for services.
They're always looking for sort of people to come and visit and sort of fill their coffers, as they've got a lot of projects they're working on, including their reunification project to unite to preserve railway lines.
Please stand well clear of the platform edge as the train approaches.
I think Cardiff Canton has been upgraded a few times, but it's actually over 50 years old, which is amazing for the way it runs and sounds. It's not long had a new paint job as well, and it looks pristine. On the whole, I had a wonderful day. Excellent railway and really friendly staff. Couldn't do enough for you, and really looked the part, including a lot of young volunteers which seem to be enjoying doing their jobs on the railway as well, and learning sort of an age-old sort of profession. Roxley, I could be pronouncing it wrong, and Cornham Woodhouse were the best stations on the line, besides the main terminus, Loughborough, which was probably the best and most interesting station to walk around. despite me loving the Severn Valley Railway, I think possibly the Great Central may be a close second or a joint first. We will certainly go back, as it's a really well maintained and run preserved railway. In fact, we've booked up a hotel with friends as well, and we'll be back for their 1940s weekend, which is coming up at the end of May, beginning of June. So it won't be long, and I'll be back up there again. Yeah, the diesel engine on the 37, it's a real sweet engine to sit next to. I think the engineers must have put some time in to get it to sound so nice, and when it pulls away it gives you goosebumps if you're into that sort of thing. Yeah, and I certainly like 37s, my favourite loco, I reckon. I've got enough of them on the layout. As I said, I bought this Class 37 at the event, and it wasn't a bad price. It was a return to Bachmann, and from what I can make out, the sound was stripped out of it, and it was sort of to be sold as a refurb, but there's nothing wrong with it other than the sandal's been removed, so there must have been a fault. You can get a next Plux 22 converter to a 18-way next socket, which allows you to put a HM 7000 sound into it by Hornby, and that's what I do. All these sockets and plugs and everything, why can't they just standardise? Gives you one big headache, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm very pleased with it, and the outcome is it's got good sound in it now, be it not the sound that was intended for it by Bachmann. I did also find that when I was running it up on DC, with just the DC blanking plug in it, it's got a moving fan on it. Sadly, this doesn't work as one of the features that is not controllable once you put a Hornby chip in it. But at the end of the day, it's a bit of a gimmick. I mean, who regularly stands over the top of a loco looking down and admiring the fan turning? It's certainly not me. But it has got the new glazing and, as I said, the new tooling all over. Well, overall, shall I say, all over. And yeah, I'm very pleased with it. The underframe needs weathering and a light weathering elsewhere, which I haven't done. Sadly, there wasn't a pack with buffer detailing in it, but luckily I did have some spare buffer detailing from my other Bachmann Class 37s. So I've got on and put that on it at one end, and as I said, it will be blended in with a bit of underframe weathering when I get around to it. Yeah, that's another story. Extremely busy down the allotment. I know you lot are not that interested in that, but this time of year, if you want to sort of practice a little bit of self-sufficiency like wife and I do, you do have to put a lot of work in to enjoy the fruits of your labour, you might say. And as well as that, I've got a pond and koi, and there's a bit of fish keeping and maintenance needed doing, and you name it, this time of year I'm very busy. So I do find it a bit hard to put the work in on the layout. Plus now the temperatures are rising, and currently it's 27 up here, so it's not too pleasant to do too much modelling. Anyway, I'll stop yakking and we'll fire this up, and you can listen to the sounds in my nice new Class 37 that I bought from the Great Central Railway. I'll leave you some footage from the layout just to show you some 37s I've got travelling around the layout.